This is the 30 Days to Sell Cars podcast. In this episode, we're talking about a few under-the-radar tactics I found to help you grow the sales of your special finance department or even build your dealership's credit brand from scratch so you can start generating first-party leads. If increasing your sales from special finance customers is important, trust me, you don't want to miss this show. Now let me just start by saying that these tactics might not be for you. If you're thinking about marketing to subprime customers as a means to grow your dealership's new and used car sales, you probably fall under one of the four following categories. You've 1. Never experienced with the special finance segment. 2. You dabbled a little bit and made a few deals. 3. You run a thriving subprime operation with room to increase your sales. Or lastly, you are an automotive special finance ninja already functioning at full capacity. Now, if you've never experienced with the niche, this podcast is probably not really for you. I intend to cover marketing tactics to help you talk to more special finance customers, but if you don't already have the right inventory, the full gamut of lenders, and an expert special finance manager that understands the guidelines of each lender, well, more marketing won't compensate for a lack of fundamentals. Now, if you dabbled a bit in the niche, well, it's time to commit. If you think selling cars to strangers is tough, selling cars to subprime customers, it's an art form. Dabbling will only waste your money because the people you're competing against are masters and have honed their craft for years and are continually perfecting their skills at the game. Commit to becoming a master first, then the tactics in this podcast will be of value. But if you're running a successful special finance operation, this content is perfectly tailored for you. You have all the fundamentals in place, you're already committed to the niche with the right resources, you probably built a great relationship with lenders over time, and you're winning deals against the special finance kingpins. You're the segment that will benefit the most from the tactics I will share because you're ready to harvest the fruits. I'm not too worried about the fourth category because they're probably not listening to this podcast because they're already at full capacity and don't need more leads. So let's focus on the people that this content can help. Now, the first tactic is this: do not sleep with the enemy. I wanted to uncover for you a few under-the-radar tactics to help you grow the sales of your special finance department because I wanted to provide you with a temporary edge over your competitors. It's no secret that the car business is quite very incestuous when it comes to marketing. Everybody's looking at each other, making sure to copy and imitate anything new. So having a few tactics that are harder to identify visually can be of great value for your operation. In this train of thought, it's critical that you never fail to remember the invisible giants you're competing with. Most dealers I survey rapidly point to physical locations around their stores when asked about their competitors. But they forget about the auto loan portals who bid against them for ads on Facebook, Google Ads, and most digital platforms using highly sophisticated bidding strategies. These are the same portals who resell you leads from within your market after draining your monthly digital advertising budgets. You might not see them, but they are your direct competitors, and that even if you are able to negotiate an exclusivity with them. Listen, if you're buying leads, you're building their brand with your money. It might be a means to an end, but first-party lead should be your priority and your ultimate objective. Now, tactic number 2 is this: switch from subprime to near-prime marketing, and that will explode your sales. You see, when dealing with subprime customers, you face an inevitable glass ceiling on your sales. It seems like the lower the credit score, the longer it takes to get the deals done and burning gas. The solution? Change your marketing message to attract near-prime customers with a credit score between 560 and 720, which represents a higher percentage of car loans origination than subprime customers with scores under 560, and a much faster turnaround on deals. How do you change your message? Well, first, you need to avoid any reference to the typical marketing lingo associated with bad credit car loans in your message. If you've been running your operation under a subprime brand, like, for example, Your Town Auto Credit, think about creating a second brand and stay away from the usual copy we see SEO companies adding to your website to make Google happy. Near-prime customers probably had a 90-day delinquency a few years back, but they're scared of getting that resounding no when they come to a dealership. But at the same time, they don't want to go through the humiliation of driving around town with a bumper sticker advertising your subprime operation, and will most likely be unresponsive to the usual subprime message because they don't identify themselves with the category. The marketing angle that's been producing the best results for our dealers is one where we position the new brand not as a vehicle selling operation, but rather like an exclusive lender your dealership might have access to in the area. I've made sure to leave an example of what I'm talking about here in the show's notes so you can access it. This messaging works great for current special finance operation and works even better for franchise dealers who want to get into space but don't want to give a bad credit stench to their franchise and the dealership as a whole. If you keep the look and feel of the marketing elegant and the messaging angled towards like a banking style verbiage, you'll start getting leads and inquiries from a new segment in the special finance space that feels stuck right now between their fear of getting a humiliating no at a traditional dealership and their aversion to visiting a subprime operation. Now, tactic number 3. Use social media to hunt, advance, farm, and close prospects right under the nose of your competitors. There's so much controversy when it comes to car sales and social media, so much misinformation. Like everybody has an opinion, but nobody's really moving the metal. At one end of the spectrum, you have people who extol the virtues of social-only approaches, where the sales pitch is the enemy, and at the other end, you have people who are constantly trying to shove a deal, a special, a rebate, a price, a payment down their followers' throat. I think both camps and pretty much everything in the middle is wrong. In my opinion, you should use social media to 1. Let your prospects know about your expertise on a particular subject to position yourself as the authority and the go-to professional for your audience. 2. To educate your audience about the transformation you want to help them make using your expertise. And 3, most importantly, make connections. Now, to do this, I like to use a super simple system where every day I take the time to hunt for new connection, try to advance my connection towards the transformation they seek, farm the connections who aren't ready to make the decision, and close the ones who are. Here's how it works. Every day you block some time to make new connections with people on your favorite social media platforms. You should have a strategy for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at the very least. Pick a number. It could be 10, 20, 50 a day, it doesn't really matter, but you have to stick with that number religiously. Build the habits and the discipline required to execute. That's the hunting part. Now, once people have accepted your connection, engage with them. It could be something as simple as, "Hi, John. Thank you for accepting my request to connect. I help people get the vehicle they want and need, even if their credit score isn't absolutely perfect. You need help with that?" And wait for the answer. If the hat fits, it won't take long before they reach out, trust me. With the average credit score between 600 and 650, you'll be surprised how many people are happy to engage. When they do, simply ask them about their current situation and where they would like to be. That's the advancing part. If they're ready to let you help them, well, close. If they're not yet ready to take action on the transformation, let them interact with the educational content you post daily. Now that they are a connection, they will have the ability to see in their newsfeed the articles, videos, and blog posts that you curate. That's the farming part. Be diligent, methodical, and obsess with your daily routine to hunt, advance, farm, and close, and you will be generating more leads, deals, and opportunities than advertising alone will ever be able to produce for you. Now, once you've mastered the rhythm of the process, make sure to get your whole team involved in the tactic. The funny thing is that none of your competitors will be able to understand the source of your newfound success. Now, the 4th and last tactic I want to share with you today is forget about web forms on landing page. Switch all your call for action to Messenger. If you've seen your leads trickle down from your traditional sources like your website or landing pages, switch your call for action button to load Messenger instead of the regular credit app. Messenger is the Facebook app users are forced to use while on Facebook to send personal messages to friends and family. If you haven't used Messenger yet, think of the app as the texting tool you use on a phone to send an SMS to a friend or colleague. Messenger also works on all devices, and you can even use it to connect with people for business or personal purposes. You can also use it to send text messages, photos, videos, and even start a video chat. If you haven't yet, make sure to listen to the podcast I recorded on selling cars using Messenger. I'll put the link to that podcast in the show's notes. Using Messenger instead of a traditional web form will allow you to get all the information you require to pull a credit bureau and help your prospect, but with an interaction that is more conversational. Instead of crossing your fingers that the prospect will answer multiple questions on the form and click submit, you can ask them about their work, their place of residence, their income, and other aspects of their financial life in a way that is less intimidating and that also feels somewhat more anonymous than a phone call, but much faster than an email. Best of all, you can automate the conversation using an automotive credit chatbot and make sure you engage on the spot with every prospect, no matter what time of day or night they decide to investigate your special finance offer. I'll put in the show's notes a link to an example of a credit bot just so you can see it and try it. Switching your call for actions to Messenger will easily help you double and triple the number of conversations you will have with quality prospects. You can also use this tactic with the call for action within your dealership's digital advertising using the URL of the chatbot or the JSON code when advertising using the Facebook ad platform. Now, I will make sure to include all the links to the examples and the sources that I've used during this podcast so you can apply the tactics and transform your special finance operations to increase your car sales. But if you require guidance or would like me and my team to execute on these special finance automotive marketing strategy for you and build from the ground up your near prime brand so you can hunt, advance, farm, close more prospects using social media, well, don't hesitate to reach out. As you know, I love to share the information I find so you can sell more cars, but what I love even more is rolling up my sleeves and making it happen while working with hungry, proactive, and ambitious people like you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode and that you will be back for more. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify so you don't miss the exciting new tools and tactics I want to share with you. I'm curious, will you be using some of the under-the-radar tactics I just shared? Please let me know and provide me with your feedback and obviously your success stories. In the next episode, I want to talk to you about my 3-step roadmap to help you double your monthly car sales. Come on, who doesn't want to double their sales volume and double their income? If having your best year ever part of your plan, you're not going to want to miss our next episode. Until then, I wish you a great week. Remember that we only have 30 days to sell cars when the month starts, and we probably have less than that if you look at your calendar right now. So like I love to say, let's sell some cars.